Just a quick video to show an alternative way of waterproofing your touring cars for wet races. Now, a lot of you will probably be doing the electronics element, which, yeah, that's a great way of doing things. I've done that in the past with a lot of success. But when I didn't do that, because I didn't want to void warranties and things like that, or I didn't have those particular lacquers and plastic dips and things available. I found I was sort of going towards what I knew from days of old, and my back in the 90s and 2000s when I was using buggies and things, I thought, well, why doesn't anyone use the under tray and sort of cover approach? Because I was aware that the Camtech did a dust cover for the touring car, which is used for the rally and sort of helps sort of keep the internals quite protected from sort of dust and water ingress and things. But touring cars didn't seem to do that. Everyone seems to be sort of following the route of just sorting out the electrics, and it doesn't always go that well. But no further ado, I just thought I'd show you what I've done. Now, I've sort of had to adapt it a little bit, but what I've done is, here is the dust cover for the Schumacher Axis or SST Axis model, and it's also got an under tray which has seen better days. But what it does is it goes a long way to preventing water or lots of water and spray to get into the electrics without having to do so much protection to the electrics themselves directly. So it's just velcroed on. I've because it's all mid-motor these days, I've sort of adapted the hump, I suppose, for the motor by sort of cutting slits in there and making them into flaps, and then using some body shell tape to sort of remake it whole again, and then sort of cut out additional bits in the here at the front and at the rear, etc., just to sort of let it fit the shape of the touring car chassis. This is a Yokomo BD11 with lovely zombie speedo in blinky mode, a Rocket V5 motor, a V5R motor, and then some Futaba and Zavox electrics, etc., and a FIDA battery, and it's all fine, but it has worked quite well for me, just going those lengths to protect the majority of the chassis from water ingress. You do get a little bit ingress, and you might need to use an air duster blower type thing just to get rid of some water. There will be a little bit of pooling, but not a huge amount. But as a prevention method, I think it works very well. What you can do is you can just choose which screws to attach it to the chassis with. This has been on various chassis. I used to use express cars, XQ10s and things like that, and I've used sort of at the back there, they're the anti-roll bar mounting screws. I might not actually use anti-roll bars for the wet racing anyway. A lot of people disable them, but it's worth deciding sensibly which screws to use to mount this to the underside of the chassis, and then you're raising the ride height as well, so you don't get much of an issue with the under tray from fouling on the track. And then this goes over the top, and velcros in place, and then you've got a fairly water resistant car. Hope that helps. It's a lot less expensive too.